Hi there, my name is David, and I teach ministry and blowing the shofar. I'm putting this video together. It's the first one I've ever done, and I want to say thank you to anybody who's watched this video. I want to let you all know the reason for the purpose of this video is to tell you about what I really believe in my heart from the Lord on how to properly clean a shofar. I'm not going to show demonstration as far as having a shofar in my hand. I'm basically going to be speaking and teaching and allowing you to do it yourself at home. With that being said, let me go and tell you that the number one no-no not to do, right off the get-go. I'll probably repeat this several times in the video. So with that being said, let me say this. Do not, whatever you do not soak your shofar in water and borax. It will 99% of the time will ruin your shofar and cause it to crack. You give it a greater ability to crack that shofar inside and out. I have a shofar here. It was given to me, and the person who cleaned it out cracked it by doing that. So with that being said, don't do that. The other thing I'll tell you about the borax as well is, no offense, and I apologize if it sounds rude, but the borax smell inside a shofar will make it smell like urine. That's not a good thing to have, especially when you put your mouth up to the horn and try to blow it, and the next thing you know, it just tastes horrible. And the purpose is not to taste any of it, to be honest with you. Now, that being said, let me tell you what I believe honestly in my heart, what the Lord has put upon me and the ministry team that I teach at church on what we've discovered to clean these shofars out really well. What we do is you can get this anywhere at a hardware store or at, I believe they can get them at Dollar General, real cheap, is to get earplug. Take an earplug and stick it in the bottom of the hole itself. The hole of the mouthpiece, you can stick an earplug into it and it plugs it up. Why do I say that? Because what the next thing you're going to do is get yourself some peroxide. Dump the peroxide in the bell, the top of the horn, and pour the peroxide. Then what you're going to do is you're going to shake it. You're going to stir it. Allow the peroxide to clean the inside of the horn out. What you got to remember about these horns is this. It came from a live animal. Well, it came from an animal. And with that being said, it's got flesh. It's got dry blood in there still. And that's what the smell comes from. It's dead flesh and blood. It's decayed. It's dead. There's no life in that anymore. But the horn itself is still from an animal, so you want to treat it and take care of it. Just like you would treat leather, you want to treat the horn as well. So my first step will be, like I said, earplug up in the mouthpiece to plug it up. Take peroxide, dump it down through the bell. Go over to the sink and swirl it around so that it doesn't leak out any bit by chance. Swirl it around and then pull the plug out and let it dump through. Once it flushes itself out, you might have to do this several times. But do that with the peroxide and get all the dead tissue and blood out of it. Once you thoroughly clean that horn, then what we recommend you do, and hang on a second because I'm right near it, is what I do is I do get extra virgin olive oil, 100% extra virgin olive oil. I pour that inside the bell. What it does is it lubricates the inside of the horn. You're treating the horn. You're keeping it moist. You're keeping it just like a trumpet player would be. He's keeping it fresh and he's keeping the parts lubricated. That's what you're doing. So you just put a little bit of extra virgin olive oil in it and you keep it cleaned up. Then what I do is I take a small bottle, like no bigger than about this big, and they're no bigger than a pen, anointing oil. Take the whole vial of anointing oil and pour it in there. Now this you want to do either over a sink or a milk jug that you can hold the horn and let it drip through, an empty jug, a mop bucket that's empty, whatever you can drain it in, empty pop bottle. You can cut the top off and let it pour all the way through. It's strictly up to you what you want to use to collect it. But what I'm saying is let the anointing oil go through the horn, drip all the way out, but take the horn and just take your hand and just rotate it and let the oil go all the way through the horn. By doing this, we have found out that it eliminates the smell 99.8% of the time. It's gone. Now, will it come back? It can come back over a period of 3-4 months. So every once in a while, you want to stay on top of this by just continually to lubricate that horn. Don't overdo it so much to where when you blow the horn, you've got oil dripping out of your mouth or dripping out of the horn. That would defeat the purpose. Just make sure you give enough time for all the oil to come out and let what oil's in the horn stay inside the horn so it lubricates it. But we have found out by doing this, by putting peroxide in it and flushing out the dry blood in the skin, by doing that a couple times and then taking the extra virgin olive oil, 100% pure, clean it out and let it lubricate inside, and then dump anointing oil in it as well, you get a beautiful smelling perfume from the anointing oil in through the horn. And you'll find out it plays a whole lot better when it's lubricated. Remember, this came from an animal, so you want to treat it as such and take care of it. And you'll find out you'll be a whole lot pleasant smelling the horn, and you'll find out that, in my estimation, I really believe this is from the Lord, that this is the best option to go. Now, I'll be honest with you up front, I've never tried the neutral odor spray that's advertised on eBay or some of the Jewish websites where you can buy the shofars. I've never used any of that. I have strictly just used what I believe the Lord has told me to do. Peroxide, extra virgin olive oil, and anointing oil. Now, let me give you one other thing that I think that can help you as well. We have gone to, or I have gone to a music store, and I have bought their brushes. They're for trumpets, French horn, trombones, tubas. They're cleaning brushes. They're real gentle and delicate. Some people may call them a lint brush for the dryer where you clean out the lint. It could be used for that too, but mainly when you go to a music store, you can get them. They're under $20. So I bought mine for like 11 bucks. But that you can take through the bell of the horn, and you can clean that out before you pour any of that stuff in. You can clean that out and get what dried up, flaky skin that's left inside, or any of the blood that's left inside. You can clean that out. But then after that, like I said, do the 3-step process. Peroxide, extra virgin olive oil, and anointing oil. And I'm telling you, I believe you'll be pleased with it. I'm hoping this is more informative and helping you out to really get your shofars sounding better and clean and smelling good, to where you're not worrying about that smell as much. And like I said, you do this as often as possible until you get all that blood out. Sometimes, and I've noticed this with the horn that I haven't cleaned it in about 4 months, and I've noticed that there's still some dry blood that's showing up because the oil is pulling spots up out of the middle of the horn where I can't reach, and it's getting some of where I've missed. So sometimes you're going to have to do this periodically throughout the year to just keep it flushed. The only other way I know how to get the smell out, and I just don't have the money for it, is people are buying shofars where someone has already poured lacquer or finished some kind of finished lacquering inside the horn. I don't have that. That's just, I'm being told that works, and other times I'm being told that works 99% of the time. I'm not sure. I just thought I'd share with you folks about what I know and what has come about. And I pray that this is a blessing. I pray that this helps you. And again, this is my first video I've ever done. So I'm really hoping I get some positive feedback from it. But again, if there's any negative comments, I just pray that you be blessed by it, because I'm just being honest with you. Negative comments ain't going to worry me some. This is my first video I've ever done, and I'm just trying to give you insight. Now, if you really do need me to show you how to do this, please post comments, and I'll listen to them and read them, and I'll probably do another video to show you how I do it. So be blessed, enjoy, and take care. Thank you.